Hey guys, welcome to the Mental Cleanse series. I'm going to tell you a little bit about this series so that you can know what you're going to be getting yourself into here. We are going to be working through everything. We're going to be working through anger, through sadness. We are going to be healing the mother and father wounds. We're going to work on forgiveness, self-love, self-care, self-trust, self-doubt. We're going to go back, visit past lives, heal anything that's there, heal issues from the womb. We're going to work on healing those habits and addictions that you have. Essentially, this is a complete and total mental cleanse, because the reason that you are not satisfied and that you are not happy with your life and that you are not living in abundance and beautiful joy is because of all of that mental junk, all of that mental clutter, that ego that clouds your life, the thing that says this is who you are and you're not any of the things that you really think that you are. We're none of those things. You're going to see that in the very first practice. So as we work through this series, what I want to tell you about it is that it can be emotionally taxing. We are going to be bringing up things that perhaps have never been dealt with in your life. So you can expect that there is going to be emotions that are going to come up. If you don't think that you are mentally prepared to handle this and to kind of work through stuff on your own, I mean, I'm here to guide you. I'm going to show you the practice. We're going to work through the stuff. We're going to release a bunch of stuff. You're going to feel amazing. But if you feel that this is too much for you to do on your own, one thing that I will suggest is that you can do this series and also have a professional working with you. So you can say, hey, this is the topic of the week. We're working on anger. This is what we did. You can do these videos several times. You can, you might need some of them one time. You might need to do some of them 7 times. It really just depends on the person, and it depends on the area of emotion. It depends on how you operate. It just really depends on who you are right now as to how many times you might need to do these and to what comes up in these things. It's going to be different for everybody. But if you feel that you might need to work with someone professionally while you're doing this, that is wonderful as well. I would highly suggest working with someone that works with the subconscious mind, because that is what we are going to be doing through this series. So someone who is a hypnotherapist or a certified hypnotist, somebody that works professionally with the subconscious mind. There's many practitioners out there that do things like that. So if that is something that you feel like you need, then that's great. Get that set up and you can get started on this series. So another thing that I want to tell you about this is when I was coming up to prepare to make this video series, I had an enlightening experience happen to me. I saw and felt and knew things that were just completely straight from the divine. I saw that we are the creators, that it is us 1,000% that creates our own reality. I saw how Jesus performed his miracles, that he did them, and it's so beautiful. He did them and he created them through zero doubt. This is through 100% belief. And there was so much belief in what he was doing that he immediately, before he even saw it happen in front of his eyes, was already giving this joyful, grateful thanks for these miracles that were being created. I saw and knew that it is our ego that keeps us separate from these things. So I'm going to give you an example here. So things like, I don't want that. I don't like this. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope she doesn't show up. This person did this to me. All of these things are resistance, and they immediately stop the flow of the divine in your life. And then they cause, especially after time, they cause this terrible resistant feeling, and then things in your life just don't feel good. I'm going to continue to bring some lessons here and tell you more about my experience that happened. But the reason why this video series, I believe, is so important is because as we work through these things, we're going to be able to get rid of all of that stuff, all of the things that stop that flow of the divine, because we feel like we've been wronged or we're carrying some kind of trauma and hurt that we haven't been able to release and let go of, and it is taking way too much of our mental space. So as we work through this mental cleanse series, just to know, it can be emotional depending on the week. Some will not be at all, and some might be a lot for you. And it can vary from person to person because we all have different things that we need to work through. But just know that I am here for you. The community of people that are also doing this are here for you. And I'm really glad that you guys are here. I'm so thankful. So thank you for starting this series. If you want to journal throughout this so that you can keep track of, how you're feeling, what's going on, the things that have come up, what you're working through. And also, because this is subconscious work, when something changes in our subconscious, we really aren't very aware of it. It's kind of like seeing someone who has lost 10 pounds, but they live in your house, so you see them every day and you don't really notice. And let's say you see someone else who doesn't live in your house and lost 10 pounds, and all of a sudden you're thinking, wow, what a huge change. That wow, what a huge change sometimes doesn't happen for us because we don't remember how we used to feel. Because as soon as we change that feeling, it's gone. And we don't remember how we used to feel. So journaling or keeping track of how you're feeling. What I do with clients is I will have a list, so you could do this for yourself. You could write things like good enough, confident, angry, sad, hurt, resentful, things like that. Write them on a list and then rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being, very high and 1 being very low, so that you can keep track of right now, my anger is at a 7. It's probably been this way for a very long time, but that's what it's at. And so then as we work through these things, you should see like, oh, okay, well, I don't have that anger anymore. And you'll be able to see the progress for yourself, which of course is really helpful and wonderful to see. So I'm really glad that you guys are here with me. I'm so thankful. And if you are ready, then get over there to part 1 of this series. It's called A Beautiful Beginning. And I am so happy to have this beautiful beginning with all of you. Let's get ready and let's get started on this beautiful mental cleanse series.